This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. We may be a comic duo, but we take mental health very serious. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service and is completely online. BetterHelp is a network with over 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. To get started, answer a few questions, and BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network.
You can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. If your therapist isn't the right fit for any reason, you can switch to a new therapist at no additional charge. With BetterHelp, you get the same professionalism and quality you expect from in-office therapy, but with a therapist who is custom-picked for you, more scheduling flexibility, and at a more affordable price. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/amp. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/amp. What are we going to talk about?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Have I had any anxiety lately?
So we're waiting for our guest to come, and I thought, since we have a half an hour, why don't we talk about anxiety? Because everyone, I'm certain, I shouldn't say this because this is an anxiety podcast, but like I'm certain everyone's sick of listening to my voice.
I doubt it.
I don't know.
You have a relaxing voice.
You know how
unless you're complaining about narcissistic people, always like, God damn.
Did you hear the procrastination one too?
No, I haven't listened to that.
That
one
was
yet.
just 20 minutes.
Was it?
Yeah, because Steve did something super funny. And I was just like, last Sunday, I'm just going to explain it again because, you know, only 200 people listened to it last week. So I had to work on my book last Sunday. And he had been talking all week about going shopping, like grocery shopping. So I wake up on Sunday morning naturally, and I'm making my coffee. And I was like, oh, I was surprised to see him home. And I said, oh, you didn't go shopping? He was like, nah, you're going to be working on your book, so I'm going to be bored. And so that I'll just go then. And after he said it, he looked at me and he's like, I don't know why I said that. Because we're like so independent. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, what you're going to do.
Yeah.
So we just kind of have like a super good laugh. But then I was thinking, was that a little bit of procrastination or whatever? So I talked about it.
He was maybe like waiting to see what you were going to do.
Because I know that's a funny story, but there's other people that... people, and actually he has done that before, not to like rip on my husband again for another session, another episode, but he has done that where he was like, oh, well, I thought that you were gonna, I'm just like, no. But anyways, so that was the last one. So
my, most of my conversations with my husband are him saying what? So like talk about getting so irritated when somebody can't hear shit and you have to repeat yourself over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. And then, okay, so today, before I came over, I was like, all right, I'm getting ready for podcast. I said, I made spaghetti sauce. Don't forget to stir the sauce. I left it on low. Mm-hmm. I said, when you get hungry, just go ahead and make the noodles. And he goes, okay, so like I cook the noodles for what, like 20, 25 minutes? And I was like, read the fucking directions. And he got all offended about it, Not like bad, but he was like, oh, well, and I'm like, you know how to fucking read, don't you? Like, look at the bag. I go, if you cook those noodles for 20 minutes, they're going to be your noodles. I'm not eating 20-minute long cooked noodles.
Break them up with a fork. They're going to be rice.
Yeah, exactly.
Rice.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Wait, he doesn't know how to cook pasta?
Okay. And my neighbor Eric was there, and he is like a direction follower, right?
Oh, yes.
Like he orders those home shipped meals like we do sometimes.
Yes.
And he like follows the recipe to the T, where I'm like, I'll add extra seasonings. I'll even cook two at once and like kind of combine them, like I make up my own shit, And I looked at him and I go, even Eric probably knows how long it takes to cook fucking noodles, and like he doesn't know shit about cooking.
Oh my God. Do you, excuse me, I'm drinking my Vizzy on a Friday night. Do you do most of the cooking?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. So maybe
the only thing that Johnny is allowed to cook is burgers on the grill. He does it better than me.
Not even pizza, huh?
Well, pizza, yeah, but he doesn't cook it long enough because we get those. I'll tell you what, it's Pep's Draft House is the best frozen pizza ever.
Oh,
not the self-rising ones in the box because I didn't even know those existed, but I found them the other day.
Wow!
But they're the ones wrapped in plastic and they have like good ingredients and a lot of them. Mm-hmm. But it's like 20 to 22 minutes at 400 degrees or whatever. I always do 20 minutes and then I turn on the broiler for 2 minutes, right? Because you got to get the top kind of crusty and crispy and, sometimes the middle, it's like that needs to cook a little bit more, especially if it has like mushrooms on it, and he never does that. So I don't even like him cooking pizza.
Oh, wow. So we do our own cooking just because, well, it's just
Yeah.
us now, and Julia's either over at Timmy's or she's working or whatever, and so I'll just pretty much cook. And we all kind of eat at different times. You know, I graze all day long, where Steve has like 2 pretty good meals during the day. So he'll cook his own thing, I'll cook my own thing. So Julia's making eggs this morning, and she was like, "Look at this wall. Look at this wall." Like it was like behind the stove.
Oh, gosh.
And she was like, "Who's cooking spaghetti sauce?"
Oh my gosh.
And it's all over the wall. And so the more I looked, I'm like, what the heck?
It's
like
everywhere.
it's everywhere. And the only
That's my
person in this
house.
house is the Italian that makes the sauce. So I just cleaned it. I didn't give him a hard time about it.
I just cleaned the stove and then
And
I
we
made
have white
spaghetti
trim.
sauce. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
what you hate because,
Yeah.
you know, you're going back to the dark, and I have white
Yeah.
trim. And it was everywhere. It was just you could see the trail all the way to the garbage. And then there was like a couple. I'm like, what is going? And, you know, we haven't had pasta, lasagna. We haven't had any of that
In a while.
And so I was like, oh my God, we had
It's
some
been
people
there.
over last weekend. I'm like,
I'm sure they didn't even notice.
but I'm sure it was the way the sun, because we just had time
Yeah,
change. So the
yeah.
sun's hitting it right when you're up and you're in the kitchen in the morning so you can see it all.
That's so funny.
So I wiped all my walls down with some
I have
Lysol wipes.
one of those magnets behind my stove that holds all my knives.
Oh, yeah.
So I couldn't even tell you what's on my
Yeah,
wall
right.
behind my
A little bit of mold, little bit
I don't
of...
have any like backsplash back there, you know.
Oh,
it's just painted walls.
Yeah.
There's, you know.
That's mine is just painted walls
Yeah.
too. I keep telling Steve that I want some backsplashes but I don't know what matches with our counter, and I'm not a real, it's gotta be.
It is so hard for you to commit.
Oh God, yeah, I can't even hang anything.
Yeah.
My house echoes because nothing
Yeah,
hangs
yeah.
from the wall. Like if you see me put something up, that took about 3 years.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I just saw you put your pear pitcher back up that you painted.
Because I found it and I was
Yeah.
like, I'm proud of this.
Yeah.
And I put my little wine bottles up too that I
Yeah.
painted. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I don't
good.
know. I mean, what else
You
gotta
always
do?
change your decoration though, which is good. I never do. It just sits there and gets
Who-
dusty.
I am someone that is so busy. Who the heck has time? Who the hell has
You
time?
do apparently.
Why? Do I just not sit? I was
You get
thinking
bored.
about that.
Yeah, you get bored.
I think when I have a downtime in between, like let's say calls for work, or like I worked on a deck for probably 8 hours yesterday. So then today I was kind of up at lunch.
Yeah.
I took my lunch break and I went for a run.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of feeling a little bit hyper.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of walked around the house and I started redoing stuff. I'm like, what are you doing? You have 40 other things to do. And I
Yeah.
even sent you and Bestie a message. And I said, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to the parade tomorrow morning. I got a lot to do.
You're going to the parade
I ended
tomorrow.
up doing everything today.
Yeah.
Like, what was I worried about?
You're going to the
But I
parade.
was up all night thinking about, you know how you go through the list in your mind?
Yeah.
You know, sadly, we had a funeral today to go to. I just got
Yes.
back from Antioch. And so I had that. I wanted to make sure I was on time because Steve was meeting me from Lake Geneva. So that was really like, I set my
Pressing
alarm
you,
for it.
yeah.
And then, you know, we have some guests after this. And so I was worried about that. And she is real estate. So I made sure I vacuumed my house. And
Yeah.
so I started looking around. I'm like, what else can I do?
It's so funny.
And then my 3rd book just came out today. You know, so I had to make sure that was good. So I don't know.
it just came out today.
today.
Oh,
my
I got to get
3rd
on
one.
Amazon.
Yeah, I probably have one for you too.
I didn't know it came out today.
I didn't know either. So
I knew it was done, but I didn't know it was like
Yeah.
done and ready to be ordered.
You want to talk about anxiety? So I pre-ordered my ebook before it was even finished being edited by JP Publishing, my
Yeah.
nephew Joseph. And I you can put it on pre-order, but I didn't really read all the rules. I just kind of went like, click, let's put it out there. And there are orders.
Yeah.
People are ready for the ebook.
Oh my gosh.
It's phenomenal. Like I was just like, I went to go look and I was like, there's orders.
That's
you
so
know?
awesome.
Because what happened was it took a while for my book I wasn't doing it right. I wasn't formatting right the first time. The second time was a lot easier because it's a simpler book.
And you
It's
knew. Yeah.
The 3rd book was like, no problem.
Yeah.
So I put the ebook as March 18th of 2024 for whenever you're listening to this episode. And then I put the book, the paperback, out for it to be approved by Kindle. And then I figured, by the 18th it'll be out. They put it out today. It's
Oh
the
my
15th.
gosh,
So
yeah.
that's exactly the opposite of what you want to do.
Yeah.
So I woke up this morning and it said, congratulations. I'm like, oh no. So I'm stressing about that.
I'm
So
sure
then
it's
I was
fine.
doing the research on how do I get the ebook up, because usually you're supposed to do ebook, then the paperback, and then
yeah.
the hardcover, right?
Yeah.
You roll it out. So I'm rolling it out backwards. So I'm thinking, man, all these orders for the ebook are going to be pissed that the paper book is out, but I'm only 3 days, but still like,
yeah.
you know, they paid for it. They're waiting for it. And then all of a sudden people are getting the paperback first. So I was stressing out about that. I mean, people will understand.
You know what I'm stressed about? That I wasn't the first one to purchase this one. Dang it.
You may be the first one to, no, actually you're not. There is paper book orders. I know. You were the first for the first and the second.
Yeah.
Which is very neat.
I was waiting for you to be like, it's ready.
And I've been waiting for my money from Amazon. I'm trying to collect, and I don't read I need to read through everything, but there are so many guidelines.
Yeah.
Like, where do you even start? It is so overwhelming.
Yeah.
So I started reading through, and it was like January is end of March and February is end of, they hold on to your money. They probably make money on it in a pool of interest, and they make a bunch of money on it, and then they send it to you.
What a bunch of jerks.
No.
What a bunch of jerks.
That's what I was telling my brother. I said, when I have the Starbucks app, but I haven't been using it in a while, and there's still like, $30 on there or something from gift cards and stuff. I said, they're probably just, that $30 is probably already $1,000.
Yeah.
Because they're holding on to that money.
Yeah.
I told my brother that, and he was like, meh, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
He's like, just be busy making your own money.
They have talked about that. I've seen TikToks about that they talk about when you put money on your Starbucks, Starbucks
or Dunkin' or whatever, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then it's basically a bank, and they do make interest on it. They loan it out. They borrow against it. They do all this shit with it.
Yeah. So when they say it's like $1 billion coffee place, it's not just coffee. It's making money off of all the apps too. Yeah. Which, whatever, if you're going to be
what do we get in our savings account? 0.01%.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny was lucky. He found a high yield savings account. It's given 4%
That's
right now
great.
till August.
That is great.
Yeah.
That is great. I
was like, put every single fucking dollar in there that we got.
I just changed jobs, and I thought that I hit the cutoff. My last day was March 1st, and the second, like my last time on March 1st was 5 p.m. and at 3 p.m. they sent an email saying, talking about your yearly bonus and stuff.
Oh.
I didn't get it today.
Are you serious?
I must have just missed.
Son of a biscuit.
They were saying you're going to see it on March 15th, and so I was all excited. I'm like, I'm going to get that. I'm going to get the new job.
They were like, except for you, Mare.
Except for you, and
Dang
and it was actually less because it was only 1 week. So I was like, well, that's not exciting.
That sucks.
So then I was thinking about that. So today was just like,
that's all right.
It wasn't exactly. I won't say it was anxiety ridden. I stayed very calm. I just kind of like, oh, that's what we're doing today. Oh, that's what we're doing this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, that. And then by lunch, then I was a little bit hyper, kind of walking around. I'm like, all right, take your lunch. I take a half an hour or an hour lunch, and today was an hour, so I went for a run. And then I came back, took a quick shower, and I had a call at 1:30.
Yeah.
And it was a very good call. Everyone's so excited that I'm back. And of course, then it's like, what can you do? What can you do? So then I'm a little stressed about that.
Shit, you're going to give us a bunch of projects, aren't you?
I'm not. I'm giving.
Better not.
You know what I told you? I'm selling my soul like a prostitute,
I
right?
know. That was so funny. That was so funny.
Sales, I tell you.
Yeah.
But no, it's all good. It's all good.
Mm-hmm. Are you enjoying the new job?
I love it
far?
because I'm back with friends.
I mean, you're only 2 weeks in. A lot can change. I'm playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah, I know. A lot can change within the job, but I am so happy to be among friends that I can just call and talk to, and everyone freaking answers their phone.
Yeah.
And we're trying to do some new things so that it's like a little more streamlined, which is super fun. And then, I'm just bringing in everything I learned these past 3 years over. And, the boss is just like, yes, this is so fun. And the team is
He's been dealing with all these assholes this whole time. Really, we just needed Mare back.
No, not like that. Not like that. It's just fun. I actually wasn't even worried about it. I've just been very calm this year.
I got a great email from the boss. I will say that.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Because we have this one company that always has walks, right?
Yes.
And so
was that earlier this week or last week?
It was
when
Monday.
was the walk? It was Monday.
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
That's right.
And so I prepped a lot for it, but the store was very good about it, because sometimes they give pushback. Like, we don't give a shit. They don't pay our bills. They're not signing our paycheck.
Sure.
So it's like so hard, but this store was like so nice about it. So it made it a lot easier. And so I went Monday morning and I just checked everything once again, made sure everything was faced, filled. Everything came in that we ordered. I stocked it. Actually, the store stocked some of it, so I didn't even have to worry about it. There was one candy bar that I was like, I know we ordered this. Where is it? Found it up front. Like, they put it with the candy that goes up front. So we found that. So everything was good. So I got an email from the boss yesterday, like, thanks so much. This is amazing. We got great feedback, blah, blah, blah. And it's like,
so good.
Sometimes it's worth it.
Absolutely. I think it's always worth it when you get a thank you back.
And then that company is the one that has like that whole page that you can order shit off of. So I know I'll be getting some points.
Did we talk about that on this podcast? So
we
tell everybody about it.
Well, it's like a rewards.
Yeah.
It's a rewards website. I got an immersion blender. I've gotten cutting boards. I just got myself a pink Yeti cup, like all sorts. And there was so much, what was I saying? There was so much, not wiffle ball, pickleball. There was so much pickleball stuff on it. Man. And I was like, these people must really be into that, you know. But they had like golf and,
wow.
you know.
Yeah, I'd definitely
rich
go
people
for the golf
sports.
stuff. Oh, no.
It's rich people
but
sports.
No, but I love golf.
Yeah. I've hit balls once. I've never played golf.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm consistently inconsistent.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can hit it straight, just not far.
Well, you know what? A lot of people say that play golf all the time. It's different every time. You can go to a course 100 times and you hit it differently every single time. Plus, you have wind. You have, you know, is the sun in a different place? You know, all these things. So
I guess that's with anything.
There's so many factors.
Anything that you do outside.
Yeah.
Like, because like running. So it was a 50-degree day today.
Oh, so nice
and
today.
So I wore just a light sweatshirt and some pants, you know, and I was fine the whole time. It was a 50-degree day last week in the morning, around the same time, actually. It was like lunchtime on one of the days. And I was freezing the whole time because the wind was whipping through. Yeah. And then I felt like I had a parachute on me as I was running.
And if you don't have any sun.
Today, done. It was done. It was so quick. Last week, I was just like, holy moly.
I'm really hoping that today's weather sticks it out for tomorrow for St. Patty's Day.
So last year, we went to the parade with Bestie and her daughter.
20-degree weather.
Oh, it was I feel like it was colder than that, but 20 is a 20 degree, right?
Well, it might have been only like.
Her daughter couldn't even stand because the plastic on her shoes were frozen and they were hurting her feet.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
it was
terrible.
so cold. And then finally we went back into the tent and it was warmer, and then just the walk back and forth. Yeah. I think tomorrow is going to be.
It's going to be perfect.
It's going to be so much fun. And
just
we're starting
wear a little
early.
Jacket.
Yep. Yeah. I thought that I was going to have to do a bunch of stuff in the morning, but 10 o'clock it is. We're going to start.
Yay.
Save some cabbage and carrots and potatoes.
Kevy's coming over tomorrow.
Good. He's going to hang with us all day.
Kevy's going to come in the morning. He wants to do mimosas and then go to the parade. Yep. So I'm ready for that. Yep. Probably try to cook some breakfast.
My Uber husband is ready for me.
Yeah.
He was like, whatever. He knows that we go out all day.
Yeah.
He's going to stay home and just cook cabbage and watch some movies. And he's got some work to do.
My husband's going to be out, so we'll have to try to ditch him.
Yeah, we'll ditch him, and then when we're ready to come home, Steve will pick. And you said I'll be in bed by 9.
Yeah,
right.
Probably.
Yeah, because we're going to start early.
Yeah,
12 hours is plenty.
12 hours is plenty of drinking for me.
And then the holiday's actually on Sunday, which is nice, and we just all stay home in our PJs. Yeah.
Then I got dentist Monday.
Oh, what do you have? Follow up.
It's a full inspection this time.
Do you know a lot of people listened to the dentist anxiety?
Oh gosh,
episode?
I imagine a lot of people have that
Absolutely.
anxiety.
You just write the word dentist and anxiety, and everyone was searching different things on YouTube, especially.
Yeah.
You know, we get to see what words people. Sometimes it's like, you know, sex with whatever or whatever. I'm like, ooh, how did you get over here to anxiety makes
sex
me poop?
With dentists.
I don't know. Some of the words I'm just like, stop it. Don't be gross, people. God. But a lot of it was dentist and anxiety and cavities and stuff like that. And then a lot of people stopped in and listened to what you had to say about it. So follow up with us. What is it?
I'm going for like a full checkup now.
Now, will he do the cleaning and all that?
I'm
Take
sure.
the plaque off. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So my teeth will really start hurting.
They do. It hurts.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that whenever as I'm grabbing my teeth, whenever I go, it hurts for at least a day. I usually have to take a Motrin after. Yeah. Because it just kind of aches my gums.
I'll probably take 2
Advil
stuff. Even before I go.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Take a Benadryl, then you can just rest in the chair.
Yeah. Good idea. I'll be snoring.
Absolutely.
I'm like the best person in the chair. I sit completely still and just like.
Even though you're in pain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I talked about that, going to get I had the anxiety attack, getting my thing in. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what did they put in your mouth?
So it was this plastic thing that kept your mouth open.
Okay.
But then there was also this little thing that was like, well, I guess it was like a hook up and it held my tongue back. Oh. And I felt like when she put it in that my tongue was so far back that I was choking.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, just breathe through your nose. You're fine. Kids do this all the time. But then I was wondering, she has to have different sizes.
Right.
So I wonder, I have a big, I'm just loud and fun. So maybe she thought I had a bigger mouth than I did. But it really, like, I was just like sitting there, and before she started, I was just like, okay, she hasn't done anything yet. Now would be a time to tell her, no, just calm down. Oh my gosh,
Trying
it was
to talk
wild.
yourself out of it.
Oh, it was wild. It gives me bad goosebumps now just thinking about it.
Sometimes you can talk yourself out of it, because I feel like that too. Like when I was saying, when I got my tooth pulled, that very last stitch, it was like I could feel it.
Oh yeah.
And I wanted to like, you know, but I didn't. I was like,
Yeah.
just deal with it. It's fine. It's almost over, you know?
You want to talk stitches? When I had Julia.
Oh, God.
So she was very tiny. She was only 3 pounds. That's a whole nother episode.
Yeah.
I think I say that on every episode. That's a whole nother episode.
Yeah.
Talking about my kids. But she was born. She was 3 pounds. She was early. And they tried to give me an epidural, but it did not work because they thought I was going to have a C-section, but I ended up having her. You know, it was fine.
Yeah.
And so the doctor, I had her so fast, the doctor didn't even come in, wasn't there. It was 2 nurses. They didn't even break down the table or anything. So the doctor comes in, she's like, break this table down. And she was like, really, okay, all right, do we want to talk about this? Hold on, you know what I just thought of? This is so funny. I just had a baby. I'm laying on the table. And I could sense that the doctor was mad about something. And I asked her if she was okay.
Oh, my God. Are you mad at me?
Yeah.
That is
I am
anxiety.
not. And I remember. And I go, is everything okay? Because I was and the reason was because she had seen Julia and Julia was very tiny. And she thought that I was a Coke addict.
Oh.
So she came in with this attitude, angry. And the table wasn't broken down because I had her real fast. Julia was 3 pounds and I was very thin. I had not gained any weight because I was sick with her the whole time.
Yeah.
But I had gone to all my appointments and I did everything.
Right.
And I looked at her and I'm like, wow, she's really like throwing stuff around. And she kind of kicked one nurse out. And I'm like, are you okay? Is everything okay? She's like, yeah. So she just starts stitching the couple things that, you know, maybe just because Julia came out so fast. That I could feel it all because the epidural never kicked in. So, and I am thinking the doctor's mad at me. So I wasn't saying anything and it's like stitch, stitch. And I finally, by the third one, I'm like, I can feel that. And she was like, wait, what? I said, I can tell everything. I can tell everything you're doing. And she's like, oh my God. Oh, well, I'm almost done. One more stitch.
Oh God. One more won't hurt.
It was
that one more was for Steve.
It was wild. I don't even know why I even thought about that. Or the stitches. Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. And then like 2 minutes later, she came back in, sat on the bed and looked at my husband. She's like, is there a cocaine problem here?
Oh my God.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk about all of the details.
I can't imagine.
No.
I mean, we talked about it when I was in LP. You kind of get this
first impression.
Right.
Yes.
And everybody is put into a
Absolutely.
category.
Yep. A category. Yep.
And it's really hard to not think that way, you know? But I can't imagine just being.
If I remember correctly, my husband was like, no, and kind of pointed towards the door.
Yeah.
Like, get out.
Yeah.
I was a very clean, you know, I had taken a shower. I knew I was in labor. I took a shower. I had nice clothes on. My hair was done.
Yeah.
And then we found out a whole bunch of other stuff about her. So then it was just like, this is why.
That's crazy.
But no, I mean, but I guess they had to ask because if they were going to start doing stuff, they had to make sure that they had to take care of her the correct way. But holy cow, that was wild.
I feel like there is, they could have tested, like
done something else instead.
You know
of
what I
that.
mean?
But again, this was 24 years ago.
I feel like they're supposed to tell you if they're going to test for anything, but like, are they going to tell you? You know?
And I feel like she was gentle, sort of asking, but I think she had already had her thoughts or her impression.
She already had you in that basket.
Right.
Yeah.
And then she walked out to see, you know, check on Julia and then came back and then asked. So never do that, right? Don't do that to anybody.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, I mean, she asked the questions, but you know, whatever. Anyway, so I guess what could be the point of this episode?
I don't know.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
Talked about a lot of stuff. Get you a husband that can hear.
Just say no.
Go to the dentist.
Go to the dentist. If the stitches hurt, tell the doctor.
Yeah, tell the doctor.
This was wild. It was great.
They're not mad at you.
Yeah. So wild.
Oh, that's
They're
funny.
not mad at you? Yeah. If that's not, oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I've come a long way since then.
That's so funny. Are you okay? Are you mad at me? Are you mad at me because I had the baby too fast? I'm so sorry.
I know.
I'll hold it in next time, I promise.
And I remember having a conversation with her because she kept doing something else. And I was just like, oh, everything's fine or whatever. And she's like, yeah, I was upstairs in surgery and they tell me that you already had this baby. So here I'm. And so she's like telling me how upset she was. And I'm just like, first mom here. I don't know what's going on. What is happening?
I tried to hold her in.
I don't know what's happening here.
Just came out. I
and
don't
then
know.
Steven, he was a fun adventure too. So
yeah,
we'll have to get some moms on here and we'll all talk about it. I'm sure that'll be a fun one.
Yeah, I'll skip that one.
You can just come and roll your eyes like, oh, please. People.
Oh, God, ladies, get over it. Can't be that bad.
It was 24 years ago.
Yeah. Oh,
well,
that's
thanks.
funny.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's get ready for our next guests here for the Clopen Effect.
I'm ready.
All right. Let's go.
Okay. Bye.
We'll talk to you next time. Bye.